They're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper.
Feminism is a practice, a struggle, a philosophy for freedom, equality, and justice for women and for people of all genders.
While they're standing in the welfare lines.
Què cal fer per ser feminista?
I think feminism is something that happens to you. You don't have to follow a plan to become a feminist. I think people discover that they are feminists when they are angry about being discriminated against, or they're angry because they live in the world where they could be violently approached or attacked, and they feel it is unjust, or they feel constrained and they want to exercise their freedom as a woman. So I think feminism is something that happens to you.
Com s'executa ser feminista? Es pot ser feminista sense sortir de casa, per exemple?
Of course, of course. Most feminists are born in the home, and by that I mean that women and girls find that they're doing most of the housework, or they're doing most of the cleaning, or most of the cooking, and sometimes that's fine, and sometimes they would like those tasks to be shared equally. So domestic work, work in the house, work to keep the house going, can be shared equally between all members of the family. And that principle is a feminist principle. Of course, some women would prefer to cook, and if they're married to a man, they may not want to eat his food. And in that case, it's perfectly fine that she cooks and he doesn't.
I què passa amb l'home? En quin paper queda, en quin lloc queda la masculinitat?
Well, what's interesting is many men also feel constrained. I mean, maybe they don't want to be the one who is doing the carpentry. Maybe they would love to cook. Maybe they would love to care for the child. But sometimes they feel that, oh, if I'm a true man, a real man, I am not allowed to do those things. So men can also be very constrained by gender roles.
En el moment que aquest feminisme surt de l'esfera privada o individual i arriba al carrer, què és? Un moviment social o un corrent polític?
I think that many of those struggles happen in the workplace and in the public sphere. And at a certain point, it's important for women to realize this is not my personal problem only. This is a problem that's shared. And once we understand that the problem is shared, there's the possibility of solidarity, of alliance, and of collective action. That's when feminism becomes a strong movement.
En el 8M va haver-hi un gran debat aquí a Catalunya sobre si els homes havien de participar de les manifestacions o no, si havien de fer vaga o no en aquell moment. Aquest tipus de debat entorpeix potser avançar cap a un món més igualitari?
Well, the men can have their separate rallies in support. It would be beautiful. Quite frankly, it would be beautiful. Because I know a lot of men, and I've spoken to men here in Spain, who are very alarmed by the violence against women, for instance, and they would like to do something, but they don't know whether they're invited to the feminist rally, what they can do. But I think men should start to show up and assert their solidarity. You know, I think there is an unwritten law among some communities of men that, yes, you get to beat your wife, or yes, you can beat your girlfriend, or you can do violence, and the other men will cover for you. They will make sure that you are not punished or held accountable for the violence that you inflict. This is an unwritten law. It's an unwritten law among men. So the more men who break the unwritten law, the more solidarity there will be with feminism. And feminism can be men, women, children, older people. It can be everybody. You know, feminism is not just a movement that is occupied by women. It includes everyone who wants equality, freedom, and justice for women. And there is no freedom for women without fighting violence. And there's no equality for women without fighting violence. And violence against women is a massive injustice. So why wouldn't everybody be in favor of such a movement?
Què s'està fent malament per abordar la violència masclista?
In my view, it's when other men step up. It's when other men join the groups on the street. They join the women. It's when the men in government, the men in law, the men in the professions say, ni una menos. When they start having solidarity with women, then we will see that men have broken ranks of solidarity with one another. So I have some hope that people from all generations and all genders can be against that violence and understand that it affects women and trans people and travestis in equal ways and in equally unacceptable ways.
Per qui encara no ho conegui, què és queer? Què és el moviment queer?
Well, the queer movement is a movement that seeks to understand and affirm the fact that sexual orientation is complex, not just gay and straight, but also sometimes bisexual, or sometimes a person has a long history with men, with women. Not everybody fits into a category easily. So queer is a way of opening up the categories so people don't feel like they are imprisoned within identity. It's also a way of affirming that that people have various gender presentations. You can be a feminine man and be straight. You can be a feminine man and be gay. You can be a masculine man and be gay. You can be a masculine man and be, things don't always go together. And there's complexity that we live, and the more public recognition and affirmation for that kind of complexity, the more easy it is for people who don't necessarily conform to the stereotypical roles to live and breathe in this world.
Clar, però en el moment que naixem ja ens etiqueten, ens cataloguen. Nen o nena.
Yes, it's true. The infant does not ask the question, what does it mean to be a girl? What does it mean to be a boy? But the 5-year-old does, and the 7-year-old does, and by 12, it's a complicated question for some. And to some degree, gender is imposed on us by society, by our parents, by our communities, and to some extent, gender is also an experiment that we live.
I així, quants gèneres hi ha?
I wouldn't say we can count them. I don't think it's a question of number. I would rather think in terms of quality and difference than number. Maybe what we need to think about is acknowledging the complexity that already exists. And people have different vocabulary for describing their genders. And maybe we just need to listen more carefully to how people describe their understanding of who they are.
Al final estem parlant de llibertat i de respecte, no?
Yes, I think we're talking about freedom, respect, recognition, but also the freedom to live in the world without violence, to go to the workplace without discrimination, to come home without fear, to feel that the value of one's own life is equal to the value of any other life. And so many people suffer without that feeling. So, yes, that's why I emphasized equality and freedom and justice, all three of them, as the values that we're struggling for.
És la clau per al canvi social?
I think the key for social change are modes of transnational solidarity. I think we need to learn each other's languages. We need to understand each other's social movements. We need to build solidarity across national borders for the purposes of achieving greater global equality.
Hi ha alguns d'aquests canvis socials que impliquen un enfrontament amb el poder. Com s'ha de fer aquest enfrontament?
Well, of course, we are living in a time of increased authoritarianism. I think we have many authoritarian regimes. I believe that the Trump regime is emerging as a pro-authoritarian regime. It already has authoritarian tendencies. I think that Erdogan in Turkey is exercising authoritarian powers. I think the Bolsonaro candidacy in Brazil is a threat of authoritarianism. And I believe that the mobilization against increased authoritarianism has to take the form of a radical democratic movement.
Ara hi ha un intens debat a Catalunya al voltant de les mobilitzacions, si han de ser violentes, si no ho han de ser, la resistència pacífica, què és exactament, què és la no violència, en el sentit de moviment social?
Yes. Well, you know, we have to be careful with this question because sometimes a peaceful protest is called violent. Sometimes somebody's singing a song that is critical of the government, and it's considered to be an attack on the government and a violent attack.
I ho és? És violència?
Well, it's not violent, but it's called violent by the state when the state becomes frightened of protests or forms of dissent that threaten its own authority. So we need to be careful who is calling what violent for what purpose. In other words, of course, there are violent protests. Sometimes they break windows or they seek to dismantle institutions physically, or they attack physically other people. That is violence. But I don't think signing a petition in Turkey is a violent act. I don't think protesting on the street in Barcelona is a violent act. If you're singing or chanting or carrying signs, that is freedom of expression. That is freedom of assembly. That is the exercise of political dissent. So if someone calls that violent, I think that they are using a distorted, they're using the term violent in a distorted way in order to suppress dissent, and that's illegitimate.
Es pot fer una revolució sense violència?
Yes, it's a good question. Most revolutions do involve some violence, but of course there are also velvet revolutions. When Czechoslovakia had a revolution, the police decided to put down their guns. You know, the police no longer worked in the service of the state. The police joined the people in the crowds. Those are beautiful revolutions, right? Because at that moment, the military or the police decide that they belong to the people and they want to make a new government with the people, especially if the government is one that is oppressive, imprisoning political opposition or suppressing the freedom of the people. So I think there are ways of having nonviolent revolution, and those are the forms that I defend and that I hope for in those cases where governments are in fact repressive and unjust.
L'1 d'octubre de fa un any, què vas veure a Catalunya?
What did I see? Well, I'm probably not the best judge of what I saw, but I understand that that Catalunya is in the middle of a very difficult conflict. I would just hope that the differences of opinion about independence and the relationship to Spain could be discussed in a diplomatic way, and that police repression would not be used to enforce one point of view over another.
El moviment des de baix, de milers de persones, pot fer moure una estructura com és un estat?
Well, of course, that has happened time and again. Popular movements have brought down dictatorships. Popular movements have brought down repressive states. That does happen. Of course, right now, in this world, states are backed by such intense military power, security guards, surveillance, and states are increasingly willing to imprison the political opposition rather than have open democratic debate about the future of their society. So it has become harder to have a popular movement, a popular democratic movement, when the freedom of assembly or the freedom of protest becomes regarded as a potentially criminal act. So we need to insist on decriminalizing protest and decriminalizing dissent, because without protest and without dissent, there is no democracy.
I la por? Què passa amb la por?
So many people do live with fear. I suppose I myself live with fear. I never go anywhere anymore without asking whether there's a security guard. And as much as I don't like a world that's full of security guards everywhere, I also myself need a security guard sometimes because somebody doesn't like what I have to say about gender. But I think the only way to combat fear is with fearlessness, that is, with courage. But I don't mean courage just as an individual. I mean, that's important sometimes. But I think that when courage is shared among people, let's say you live in a society where if you openly protest, you can be arrested or you can be shot. Do you stop protesting? Some people would say, yes, you stop protesting. Other people would say, no, we must make the protest larger. We must make it so large that they cannot possibly take us all out. Or we must also include international solidarity so that our protests are matched by protests everywhere. I think that that's the way it has to happen. We need large numbers, but numbers alone are not enough. We need a good analysis and we need a good plan.
Què és per tu la llibertat?
Freedom is when you are able to move in the streets without fear of violence. Freedom is when you are able to speak your mind without fear of imprisonment. I think freedom, too, only is realized under social conditions, where my freedom is your freedom, and we get to enjoy it together.
Moltes gràcies, Judit.
Muchas gracias. Merci.